Hey guys, I'm Tom Rohr, and I've been skating for over 20 years. I'm here to give you all the details that you need to know to learn tricks as fast and efficiently as possible, and of course make it fun in the process. Every trick has that one tip that you should never forget. Once you know what that is, it's in the bag. Let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. So I recently just released a street part on our channel, and in that part I did a lot of late shove-it tricks, and I saw a lot of comments for a late shove-it tutorial. I've even seen comments in the past for this trick, so I wanted to honor it. It's been on my list for a while, so let's get into it. Also guys, if you like our tutorials and our content is helpful for you, please consider subscribing to our channel, leave a comment, like the video, whatever, it helps us out a ton. Okay, let's start off with the foot position. So with this trick, what's very vital is that you want your board to be nice and level before you pop. That's what will help you keep your board level when you're doing the late shove. So with that said, you have to be mindful of where your feet are. Because if your front foot's too far on this edge and your back foot's too far in this corner, yes, it does level it out, but you're putting more weight on opposite sides of the board. It's gonna be a little bit harder to get that balance. So for me, I set up very similarly to an ollie. I know a lot of people say to hang your toe off. It can help because it's kind of like a front shove. But for me, it really helps me to keep my toes more on the board, like kind of near that edge right there, and this back toe in the center of the tail, because that gives you the best balance, keeps your board the most level, because your weight is pushing down right here in the center, and on your front toe, I'm pushing down with my weight pretty much on the ball of my foot. So if you have your weight pushing down right here on both sides, you can see it lines up, and that keeps your board level. Now for the back foot, like I explained, you do want it to be in the center of the tail like that. If it's hanging too far off this side, or see how it's over that way more, you're not going to get as good of a pop, and then your weight's going to press down on this side of the tail, and then your board's going to want to flip more when you do the late shove it. So remember, your board must be level before you shove. And some adjustments you can make with your back foot. You can try putting it more onto the tail, even further this way onto the tail, so you can see even more grip tape behind your foot. That also can help keep your board level for certain tricks. So play around with it, but really just having it in the center of the tail is the most important. So as long as it's around that region, then you're on the right track. Just make sure it's not hanging off and it's not too far in that pocket. That can cause your board to land primo because it doesn't stay level. I've heard some people teach to keep your front foot really far up, but that doesn't work for me. It ends up just slipping off the nose of the board. So I really just think of how I set up for an ollie, pretty much imitate that. Now the way that you're facing makes a big difference in a lot of skateboarding tricks. For most straight tricks, you want to be facing parallel with your board. Don't let your shoulders turn this way in the direction you're going. Sometimes you do want to do that. That will help you stay above your board. Your feet won't end up in a weird position to land on your board awkwardly. So you got the foot position down, you know which way to lean with your body. Now, once you're popping, obviously you need some pop for this trick because you have to have time to get the late shove it in. So make sure you get a good snap. Don't think too early about the late shove. Think about the ollie first, then the late shove it. You can kind of practice doing ollies like that, because as we'll get into, as your front foot slides forward and starts to level it out, that's when the late shove it happens. So let's talk timing. So like I said, you get a good pop, ollie up, and right as your front foot is sliding forward, that's the same motion that helps the board rotate. Also, your back foot gives it a little push as well. So when I do them, both of my feet are popping and then giving it a little scoop. So as you can see, my front foot kicks to the left, my back foot kicks forward. It doesn't take a lot, just a little. It's a quick movement. Has to be quick because you don't have that much time in the air. If you shove it too soon, your board's going to be more vertical on you and it's going to be more rocketed, more straight up. So if you wait just a little bit longer, then it'll level out a little bit better. It's gonna be hard to keep it fully level with this trick. It's pretty common for it to be a little bit angled upward. But if it is angling super far upward, you probably are doing the shove it a little too soon. So wait just a half a second longer. That's why you need that pop. I noticed when I was doing these that when I would rotate it faster, it stayed more level. But sometimes when that happens, you can over-rotate it really easily. If you kick a little bit slower, it's harder for the board to stay level. So obviously make the adjustments as needed. If it's over-rotating, don't kick it as hard. But it's a balance, obviously, because it does help keep it level, but also affects the rotation. And if you're landing with your toes hanging way off, it does help to jump backwards a little bit above your board. It is really easy for your board to go behind you because you're pushing it that way. So just think, jump backwards, lean a little bit more over your heels as you're popping and catching the trick. Then there's not much more to it. You just land on your board, try to land bolts, roll away. It'll probably bounce on you a little bit as you're learning these. It's really hard for this trick not to bounce for your board to hit the ground before your feet connect with it. If you can do it to where you catch it before it hits the ground, that's amazing, because that's really hard to do. But once you've truly mastered them, it is doable. That's it for late Shuvits, guys. If you haven't watched my street part yet, I'll link it above. Go give it a watch. Trying to give that thing some love. I worked really hard on it, and I'm pretty stoked on how it came out. Now don't leave yet, because I'm going to show you some late Shuvits right now, one in slow motion, and then the key takeaways that you can take home with you. Till next time, guys. Thanks a lot. Don't leave yet. You gotta hang on to these key takeaways. First, set up just like an ollie. Make sure your board is level before you pop. Keep your shoulders parallel to your board. Slide your front foot up like an ollie, and then kick both feet to rotate the board. And lastly, jump backwards to stay above the board. Alright, I hope you guys learned late Shuvits. Till next time, you!